A leaking workpot. The moblin settlement of Earthenshire is not far from here, but be warned, the road we'll be taking is a favorite hunting ground for bandits. With the stairs currently impassable, there will be fewer travelers, meaning the brigands will be desperate for victims to ambush. Although, considering present company, I suppose my concern is unwarranted. Bandits on the road? What have Soralja and the Landsguard been doing? Since it's up to me to restore order to the area. And now she goes again. For now, we'll head west and aim for the bank of the second river. Well, where are these bandits? Apparently, they're not foolish enough to attack a party of this size. Earthenshire is just a little farther ahead, on the opposite bank of Mijakabek Soma. But let's remain vigilant all the same. This is it. The village where the lay of pots from the Tuli Yodel saga took place. Earthenshire, Idylshire. Might the similarity be a cultural inclination, I wonder? The settlements themselves couldn't be more different, though. This shire appears custom built to resemble pots, while the other is a repurposed town. Welcome to Earthenshire. Do I have the pleasure of happy greeting the third promise and her retinue? That's us. We're looking for the Dawnservant selector, if you happen to know who that is. You are exchanging tongue flaps with her right now. Ready Rock is the elector you seek. Oh, that's helpful. We can cut straight to the perform defeat. As much as Ready Rock would like to do just that, we have a much pressing worry. The storm which hit our village shattered the cliffs and dropped rocks on our brain cases. Many help hands for the Potsworn were injured. This is no time for feats or metal tests. I'm sorry to hear that. After learning what storm did to the stairs, I feared you had been caught in its path. Not to change the subject, but what are the Potsworn? Goldsmiths contracted to work for the Moblins. The word comes from the pot-like workshops where they practice their craft. The Moblins provide these Potsworn with tools, materials, living quarters, everything the artisans could possibly need. This allows them to concentrate on producing what is widely known as the finest gold and metal work in Tural. This is unacceptable. I was promised no distractions. If this is the best they can offer, I should have never left Wachumeki. You see, the Potsworn desert us. Without enough healthy help hands, we're failing to uphold our side of the Pot Pact. Should all our Potsworn leave, Earthenshire will grind to a halt. We have to do something, and do it soon. Then let us stand in for the injured helpers. It would give me a chance to learn more about your people and your village, and if it brings us closer to beginning the feat, then all the better. This isn't strictly part of the contest, so don't feel obligated to join in. Take a rest while you can. I could use a nap. Of course I'll help. I was hoping you would say that. I actually wasn't sure I could do this on my own. We'll all help. I doubt any of us could just sit around and watch. We'll take every help hand we can get. Ready Rock thus swears that once the Potsworn have their perfect workshops again, we will commence the feat with all haste. You and the third promise can assist help hand Rakorok. You other 4. Follow Ready Rock. There are other help hands in need of handlending. I really appreciate you pitching in. I meant what I said at many fires. There will be no more feigning strength, no more playing at being an invincible promise. If there's one thing I've learned on this journey, it's how practiced you are at aiding those in need. And I mean to make the most of having such an incredible mentor at my side. Now, let's find this Rakorok fellow and see what we can do for him. Rakorok can meet his obligations without more help hands. Pockpacked, it's broken and the pots are emptying. You have come to aid Rakorok. Rakorok accepts your handlending with joyous field smiles. If you can offer the Potsworn their promised good living, we might save the day yet. Whatever you need. What Rakorok needs is for new help hands to create good living for Potsworn Kahi. The help hand assigned to Kahi was hurt during the rock crane, so Rakorok took over. But he knows nothing of Kahi. What does Kahi want? What does Kahi need? Help hands do not bother the Potsworn with straight asks. Our job is to observe and anticipate, to prepare things with guess think. Please, guess think with Rakorok. Find out what Kahi is lacking so we can provide it. You can count on us. This is where Kahi works, is it? Let's take a peek inside then. That must be Kahi. It would be a lot quicker if we could just talk to him, but that's not the way they do things around here, apparently. We'll have to leave him be, and try our hand at some guess think. Well, he has no shortage of crafting materials. There must be something else he's missing. I mean, he's hot as hell. He must be boiling, sitting so close to the furnace, and there's no airflow to speak of. How could anyone work in that stifling heat? Those tools are looking pretty worn down. Maybe it's time for some new ones? Oh, that looks good. He has barely touched his meal. That dish is meant to be eaten hot, or it loses its savor. Alright, after taking a good look, I think I have an idea of what things Kahi might want to improve his working conditions. Let's head back outside and talk to Rakorok. You made your observations? What did you guess think? First off, I noticed Kahi hasn't touched his food, and an empty belly can't be good for his concentration. Maybe the cooking isn't to his liking? But our food is very mouth-pleasing. Why wouldn't he want to eat it? But Rakorok is sure of nothing when it comes to Kahi's tastes. I can help you with that. My brother Koana is also a Hetsaru, and while everyone has their personal preferences, there are some they tend to share. Like an aversion to piping hot dishes. If it was brought to him like that, Kahi probably wouldn't have been able to eat it until it cooled down, and by the time he came back to it, he might have found it cold and unappetizing. The simplest solution is to serve dishes that taste good no matter the temperature. Ragnarok never would have thought of that. Would the third promise mind explaining these things to our cook? Not at all. But I don't think that was the only reason Kahi couldn't concentrate. The Hetsarra homeland is hot and dry, but even Kahi seemed to be suffering in front of that furnace. Is there any way you could cool down the workshop? Oh, we could try out Earthenshire. They make a lovely breeze. You know where we can get one of those? You can gather them from the Shoals of No Return. There are many old boats there, abandoned by those who gave up on their search for the Golden City. So we salvage them from the wrecks. Could you handle that for us? Oh, and one more thing. From what I could tell, Kahi's files and saws and things were very worn down. Maybe a new set of tools is in order? Ragnarok was too preoccupied with stocking materials. A serious oversight which he will rectify. Supplying good tools for good living is a help hand's responsibility. Then we all have work to do. We can meet back here when our tasks are done. The Shoals of No Return are past the cracks, through a tunnel southeast of here. You should be able to spot the passage from just outside the village. You're a Sagasite, aren't you? What brings you out here? The issue with caring for the potsworn. When they approached me with the same problem, I suggested they commission artisans in Charlian instead. The quality of craftsmanship would be guaranteed, after all. However, the Moblins did not care for the idea. Surely it would be more effective to engage a uniformly trained collective. I cannot understand their fixation on individual contracts. Perhaps the custom will make more sense when we begin the feats of pots. Until then, we have been deemed unfit to assist in the matter of help hands, and are instead tasked with tending the injured. We were on our way back from procuring herbs for Earthenshire, in fact. Settlements in Kosamauka too have been isolated by the storm's destruction. What would have become of the wounded had we not found a way here? Should I become Dawnservant, one of my first acts will be to establish reliable trade routes to the capital, when I imagine how much good we can achieve with Charlian technology. My apologies. I have much to consider. If you will excuse us. We'll meet again soon, I'm sure. Take care. This crystalline shard emanates a soothing whisper of wind. It seems you have found the crystal that Ragnarok sent you to salvage. Yes, thank you for seek finding a drafty shard. Ragnarok will add it to the new set of tools he brought. And I come bearing good food tidings. The cook has prepared a feast fit for the most discerning Hetsarro, and it's on its way even as we speak. Let's go in and see what Kahi thinks of our efforts. I was wondering what occasion called for me to receive so many visitors. A fine meal, new tools, and a welcome source of cool air. Now I remember why I signed the Puck Pact. I am grateful for your kind considerations. Allow me a moment or two, and I'll reciprocate with a piece worthy of a potsworn. An oil lamp to brighten the halls of Buyuk Shunza. The craftsmanship satisfies Earthenshire's reputation for quality, I trust. Such luster, such brilliance, truly a gift fit for the Dawnservant. I'm glad you like it. Considering the time I've wasted till now, I hope to continue crafting at this improved pace. I have a contract to fulfill, after all. Forgive my interruption. Lamati, I am told the Elector has deemed the crisis past and is prepared to task us with defeat. That's great news. Thank you for letting me know. So this is the craft of a potsworn. It is indeed a masterful piece. Thank you for your words of praise, Second Promise. I drew inspiration from Kosamauka's natural beauty and sought to capture it in my work. I wondered why the Moblins did not simply build a workshop in the city, and now I have my answer. Even Charley and goldsmiths could not easily replicate such exquisite artistry. One cannot create great things if one lacks creative impetus. Tuliolal, fortunately, does not want for inspiration. Anyone wishing to learn the basics of craft will do well to study it here. I was raised among Hetzarro more traditional than most, and the shared ingenuity of Tural's various peoples was eye-opening. You lived as a traditional Hetzarro? I have few fond memories of nomadic life. Ragnarok is very grateful to you. I thank you for both your hard work and clever guessing. When it comes to help handing, knowing the potsworn really is important. Well, that's true for pretty much everyone you meet. It's a lesson that I've had drummed into me several times already on this journey. The Elector bids the claimants assemble in the large building on the west side of the village. I will head over after finding Thancred and Urianger. I also ran into the Levelio twins on the way there. I took the liberty of directing them to the venue. We're rivals. It's not his job to make sure I know the feat is starting. Even now, he's conscientious to a fault. Anyway, let's not keep Ready Rock waiting. I'm happy to report that we were able to convince one of the potsworn to stay. How did you fare? So you managed to do the same. Splendid. Welcome to Earthenshire, First Promise. We support your plans for salt crossings and the new potsworn they will bring. Hail the mighty Soralja. He cleared many piles of rockfall as if they were pebblestones, the resilient son of Dawnservant. Soralja was clearing fallen rocks? I'm surprised he would volunteer his time for anything unrelated to the contest. Well, we meet again. This. All the contestants together. At the same time. Just in time for the feat to begin. I'll bet he was already here, laying low while the rest of us did all the work. Claimants, your attention please. As Ready Rock has explained, many of our potsworn left us following the storm. The precious metalwork crafted by those artisans bring in much jingly shine from across the salt. Should our stream of trade goods dry up, Earthenshire will suffer. Tuliolal merchants will suffer. So Ready Rock sets you this feat. Each of you are to find one clever hand goldsmith to bring back here to us. Hey, we know that guy. So we are to recruit new potsworn. Makes sense for the pita pots. Calling this a feat does not justify taking advantage of the claimants and their influence. How does finding workers for you demonstrate their worthiness for the throne? You are free to refuse Ready Rock's request. She will be happy to inform the Dawnservant of Soralja's disqualifications. So sassy. The right is a means to an end. The steps we take to get there are not important. Then Ready Rock declares the feat of pots begun. But remember, a pot pact must be agreed to willingly. No grab snatching or deceitful tongue flaps. The Elector said nothing of taking a willing artisan from a rival. Ah. Which is exactly what we should do. A fine suggestion, brother. I'm glad you think so, brother. Come, let us lay our plans. We know the goldsmith guy. Something Gene, whatever. That nasty brute is up to something. Aye, he may seek to delay us again as he did on the river, but we can but remain vigilant while we plot our course. What do you think, Wuklemat? Have you any candidates in mind to satisfy this feat? I know some artisans amongst my supporters, but they are all in their twilight years. I couldn't ask them to give up the comforts of Tuliolal to live in this remote village, no matter how beautiful the scenery. Meanwhile, Koana probably has 100 young cracks people to choose from. Not that I'm comparing us, you understand. That's just statement of fact. But we have that guy in... I suppose we could try asking around Wachumeki. That seems a logical place to start. Back to Tuliolal it is. Wait, does that mean we have to take the boat again? No, I can't do it. I can't stomach another boat ride. You said I should share my burdens, so I will speak plainly. The truth is, I get really, really sick on boats. We noticed. Wuklamat, this is hardly news. But it was brave of you to admit. In any case, we won't be fighting the current this time. Heading downriver will be much smoother. There's an etherite. It will? Are you sure? I'm positive. Mostly. When... Am I the only one who can use an etherite? No, I'm not. I need a moment. upriver or downriver, Ihuikatumu is too rough for me. The nausea is a bit more bearable now that I have stopped trying to hide it, but I would still rather not set foot on a boat if I can help it. Alright, I think I'm ready. Let's see if Master Robley can help us recruit a potsworn. We have that guy, what's his name? Jane something. Greetings, Third Promise. What brings you back to Wachumeki? You have not chipped your axe again, have you? No, Master Robley. Actually, I have a favor to ask. Where is Jean whatever in? So what did you think? Did you know of any craftsmen who might be interested? Building my artisans for the moblins, eh? Well, seeing as it's the Third Promise making the request, I'm willing to look the other way if one of them decides to take you up on the offer. Only I can't think of a suitable candidate off the top of my head. Who do I know with a master of goldsmithing that would also have no qualms about relocating to Earthenshire? Johnny Warbone. That artisan goldsmith, of course it has to be me the only one who can think of this. What of the Ellison man who just started working here? You mean Fontaine? I don't remember his name. He did say he was employed at some fancy jewelry store across the salt. And considering the distance he has already come, I would like to think he wouldn't mind moving a little up the river. That said, he only just got himself a new job. Is it too soon to ask him to sign a pot pact? There's no harm in making the offer. Once he hears how well the potsworn are treated, he may even jump at the chance. Either way, you won't find Fontaine at his workbench at this hour. He's finished for the day, probably enjoying a meal over the expalgia of tea. Then maybe we should go and talk to him. Just you and me, since he knows us. Wouldn't want him to feel intimidated by having to deal with a crowd of new faces. The two of us can handle this. Take a rest at the cabins if you like. Right, let's go and see the man about the pot. Oh, Saga said you're here too. The Third Promise said she wanted to chat. I have just finished eating, so shall we find a quiet spot outside? The last time we talked on this beach, you were in a miserable state. Yes, I wasn't I? A lost soul. Until the two of you came along and helped me rediscover my purpose. My new place of employment has been most welcoming, and for the first time in a long time, I feel content with my lot in life. That's wonderful. No, that's bad. We need him to leave. So, what is it you wish to discuss? Well, it's hard to ask this right after you have settled in, but I'm looking for someone to become a potsworn. I have heard my new colleagues mention the term. That's when an artisan signs a contract to work for the moblins, isn't it? But you're not a moblin. I'm not sure I understand. It's for a feat in the rite of succession. I need to bring a new potsworn to Earthenshire. So that is the way of it. We have barely met, and after pushing you to work at Wachumeki, I'm now demanding you throw that away and sign a pot pact instead. It's a selfish request, I know. I have something to tell you, Third Promise. The other day, I completed the necessary procedures for immigration. I'm pleased to say that I am now an official subject of Tuliolal. I have since endeavored to learn what I can of my new nation, beginning with the right of succession and its claimants, including you, of course. Now, you will recall it was my father's example which led me to pursue goldsmithing. He was at East End when Guardian forces laid siege to the settlement, and in the ensuing chaos, he was slain. War took him from me in an instant. The man I loved and admired. I never wish to suffer such a loss again. And so, as much as I'm indebted to you for turning my life around, it is a fellow peace-loving Tuliolan that I want you to win the throne. If I can help you achieve that by signing a pot pact, then I shall gladly do so. Fontaine, thank you. I shall return to Master Ropley and inform him of my decision. Allow me. I'm the reason you're leaving, so I should be the one to deliver the news. Master Ropley, I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but Fontaine has agreed to sign the pot pact, yes? Well, it is a shame to lose a capable goldsmith. To have one of our own handpicked to serve the third promise is a great honor for what you meki. I appreciate your understanding. Of course, if you happen to know other talented artisans, regardless of their expertise, I hope you send them my way. It could even be yourself, if you're so inclined. I'll keep that in mind. Though my time here was brief, I will not forget your kindness, Master Ropley. I am blessed to have these workshops be my first home in Tuliyollal. Come back to us if the moblins cut you loose. You'll always have a job at what you meki. I expect you'll want to leave for Earthenshire as soon as possible. I'll go unpack my things. What became of Fontaine? Were you able to find him? We did, and he has agreed to become a potsworn. We'll leave when he's ready, but you still have a little time. Splendid. We shall meet you anon. I had plenty of reasons to win the contest, but now I have one more. Fontaine's putting his faith in me, and I won't let him down. Right then, I have some things to take care of at the palace. While you can pass the time however you like, I would suggest you head back to the cabins. After all, even heroes need to rest, and we still have a big journey ahead of us. Welcome back, madam. You've had a Landsguard messenger most anxiously waiting on your return. Sakasite of the Third Promise entourage? I've been all over the city looking for you. The Dawnservant will soon see you to the palace. You are to present yourself to the gate guard stationed outside Sunperch at your earliest convenience. Oh, and one more thing. You are not to mention this visit to Wuplamat. Dawnservant awaits you within. While I was not informed of the reason for your audience, in terms of attire, I would suggest full battle regalia.
Forgive me these sudden summons. When I learned my daughter's champion was back in the city, I couldn't resist the opportunity. And they call me head of resolve for good reason. Old as I am, I have not lost a battle worthy of the name since the day I took the throne. And I've been craving a proper challenge. The Lance Wielder, Estinian, he fought well enough, but our bout was ended before a victor could be decided.
Where is Estinian, by the way? He left and just went on his way.
Judging by the sailors' gossip, you are a warrior of renown in your homeland. Yet I wonder, with all your deeds done and victories won, are you warrior enough to stand against me?
Why don't we find out? So long as neither of us gets too carried away. I'm not interested in fighting you. Find out.
A spirited answer. Why not indeed? The battle rages upon me. I'll stop short of killing you, of course. But expect no other mercies. Come! Ready your arms. And show me the truth of the tales.
Okay.
Give it your all! I want a fight to remember! Have you ever fought a viper?
No, not yet.
Ha! Let's see how you handle this! The spearman did not lie. Very well then.
What? What?
Resolve and Risen Kingdom. All right.
But I can't cast anything.
Ha! Did you think you had my measure? Take this!
Oh, okay.
We're far from finished! No more holding back!
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Stay alert! Ha ha ha! You fight well indeed! You really are formidable!
Okay.
Now we'll see what you're truly made of. That will do. You've shown me more than enough. brought my full strength to bear against opponents before, but you are the first to withstand it. Even with my head of reason asleep, I never expected you to give me so much trouble. Estinian did not exaggerate. You are a force to be reckoned with. Now, a confession. I said I crave a challenge, and that was no lie. But I had another reason for calling you here. I had to judge for myself if you were fit to attend my beloved daughter. In some respects, she is much like me. Hot-headed and prone to rush into danger. But one with your talents could readily dispatch the threats that bar Lamachi's way. Will you hear my question and answer me plainly? Address me not as the ruler of Tuliyola, but a concerned father. Thank you. Then tell me, given your journey together thus far, what is your impression of Lamachi? Whether it be as their promise or just a companion on the road. Speak your mind.
She's young, but has potential. She's not ready to rule. She's young, but has potential.
Ha! A tactful response, but agreed. She is not ready for the throne. Not yet. Lamachi thinks she understands her many peoples. Their histories, their cultures, their beliefs. But she knows only what she's seen in the capital. And it's not only her who concerns me. Even this early in the contest, you must have realized. As potential rulers, all four claimants are lacking. This is why I elected to hold the right of succession. Not to choose a fitting candidate, but to cultivate one. And if no one has impressed me by the end of it, then to no one will I yield my throne.
Oh.
As a parent, I pray that my children rise to the occasion. With outsiders dragged into my game, I am also hopeful that the different perspectives you and your companions have to offer will inspire them to grow. I imagine you in particular have traveled many lands, know many peoples and cultures, loved them and been loved in turn. Guide Lamachi as you think best. Walk at her side and, when needed, push her to walk ahead.
Ah, There I was, about to sit down for some of Namika's cooking, when I heard that Papa had sent for you. You were dueling behind my back, weren't you?
I see there is no point in denying it. You needn't worry, daughter. I took care not to inflict lasting injuries. You and your ally may return to the contest without disadvantage. No harm done.
I swear, just as I was learning newfound respect for my father. Let's take our leave of this battle-mad oaf before he calls on the rest of my entourage.
Entourage, not entourage. Entourage.
Watch over her, champion. Kona's recruits are no less sharp, as one might expect of Galloff's countrymen. They saw the flaws in our claimants from the outset. The other two, though, they dismiss comrades willing to point out their shortcomings, and no good can come of it.
If he had his way, Papa would keep dueling until the day he dies. Even now, I know of only 3 people who didn't need to be carried away after the bouts. Soralja, your lance-wielding friend Estinian, and yourself. You really do live up to your fearsome reputation. I'm curious though, did Papa want anything else of you? As my favor, nothing more. Just a sparring partner. Well, if that's all it was. I still haven't had one bite of Namika's food thanks to Papa's nonsense, so I'm going back to finish my plate before I head out. I have otherwise tasked everyone to meet at the port cabins. Come and join us after you have had a moment to recover, eh? Sorry to keep everyone waiting. Is that it? You're all set to go? I left the Earthenshire prepared to travel in search of work, so I had few belongings to begin with. Bidding farewell to my fellow artisans took rather a lot of time, however. Again, I appreciate you making this commitment, Fonjantane. Shall we depart for Earthenshire then? A word before you go. Isn't this the guy from Kosamauka? Yeah, what's his name? Ukebu, what are you doing here? I spent my days correcting manners, and here I am perpetrating the grave offense of delaying the Third's Promise's departure. Please take up your axe and rend my flesh onto taco meat. Must your demands be so gruesome? Besides, I told you that kind of thing doesn't bother me. Alright then, I won't let it bother me either. What was that all about? I had come to the city to purchase supplies when I spotted your entourage getting ready to leave. You seek the City of Gold, if I'm not mistaken. That's right. It's the final step of the rite of succession. If you know anything about the subject, I would love to hear it. Then allow me to be of service. As you know, legends of the Golden City have been passed down in Zoraal for 1,000 years. Yet, when it comes to describing the place itself, the stories do not always agree. Some portray it as one might expect, a glittering metropolis of golden towers. Others suggest it is more unassuming and owes the name to a fabulous treasure hidden at its heart. Every telling, however, has a common thread. Those who go in search of the Golden City do not return. The lesson to be learned from this third promise is that to seek the legend is to court death. I must implore you to proceed with the utmost care. That is all I wish to say. I shall pray for your safe journey. Thank you, Bukevu. What are we to make of these cautionary tales? If every expedition has ended in tragedy, how then did the Dawnservant find the city and return without incident? It seems the legend originated with the Jokhui. Speaking with them remains our strongest lead, I feel. A lead we shall follow in time. But first, let us see Fonjantain safely into the Moblin Scare. Meanwhile, in Kosamauka, who is that bunny?
Finding a willing artisan was even easier than expected.
Ah,
Many indeed are eager to curry favor with the Resilian sun, especially if it means sharing the promise of new territories.
Those who prove useful will have all the land they desire.
Such generous words, yet the manner in which he speaks them. If neither wealth nor territory are of value, wherefore does he seek to bring the world to heel?
Step aside.
Remind me. There was no rule against poaching craftsmen from other claimants. Was there?
Do not be foolish, Bakool Jaja.
Foolish would be carrying on with these dull feats when all I need to win are the keystones. And besides, it's long past time I humble this arrogant one-head. The Dawnservant may have sired you against all odds, but there is nothing blessed about your birth. Only a two-head is fit to rule. Only we are worthy. Draw your weapon! Face me in battle, and learn your place.
A moment, first promise. Leave him alive, if you would. I foresee a use for this nuisance.
Too scared to make the first move? Then allow me! He's just a runt.
My thanks for your restraint.
I can kill him whenever I please.
Your part in this is far from over.
Why does it feel that this guy is like the mastermind behind everything? Not everything, but I don't know. Well, he tried to steal the artisan from him, so we should have no issues. Yeah. We're back, and we brought with us a willing potsworn. This is Fontaine, a talented goldsmith once worked at Thames Aesthetics in Ulda. Wonderful, impressive. You are first to return, their promise. And with an artisan from across the salt, no less. We welcome you and your unique skills to Earthenshire. Helphand will show you to the workpot. This is it then. I look forward to hearing you proclaimed Dawnservant. Thank you, Fontaine. I'll be sure not to disappoint you. You have reached met the requirements of the Feet of Pots. Ready Rock presents your keystone with joy smiles and well-wishing. That makes 3. Ah, guana. More potsworn candidates? Come, come, tell Ready Rock your tales. How do Graha and Ishtola fit in all of this later? Another feat accomplished. Another keystone acquired. Oh ho ho, you are doing well. I expected nothing less of Soralja's esteemed siblings. Your cleverness in particular is most admirable, Second Promise. We must have you apply that Charlian knowledge you so cherish and arm Zoraal with weapons of Magitech design. In your role as the new Dawnservant's chief advisor, of course. The tools of war hold no interest for me. I wish only to improve our nation through practical innovations. Foreign powers will think twice about testing our strength, once Tuliyollal is known for its advanced technology. Just as the Garland Empire was deterred from invading Charlian. That may well be true, but how long will it take Tuliyollal to progress to this advanced state? How many years? With a collective commitment to education and hard work, it should not take so very... Your way is too slow. Easier to expand our territory. and swallow Charlian whole. Holy shit. I don't know who's worse, if Zoraal or Bakool Jaja. Conquer other nations through force of arms, and you're looking for a future of uprisings and bloodshed. Yours wouldn't be the first failed empire. Then we keep fighting, until the mounting costs convince them to lay down their weapons, until all have grown tired of loss. How would such an outcome bring anyone joy? What you propose is a mockery of peace. Ready Rock is reminded of days long ago. In the time before Tuliyola, there were no pockpads for the Potshorn. It was normal to grab snat artisans and force them to work for mobbies. Until the day Galul Jaja arrived. The families of the grabbed snatched pleaded with him, and so he came to Earthenshire. Mobbies are not warm-make people. We feared death had come for us. But Galul Jaja just wanted to talk. Be at ease. We are here to trade words, not blows. The gold work crafted in this village is superb. One can tell at a glance the quality of materials used, the mastery of technique employed. Yet it does not stir the heart. A goblet shaped by bound hands and broken spirit is devoid of luster. Compare that now to the works of a joyful artisan. She pours her very soul into her creations, and they shine like the newly risen sun. Have you not seen this to be true? And so began the custom of good living. Happy Potshorn make good works, and good works make mobbies happy. Galul Jaja's words were wise. Joy smiles did indeed bring fine craft and much jingly shine. So the head of reason was behind the forging of pot pacts. Yes, reason and clever think changed Mobby's way of life. The first promise tires of your talk of olden days. He would rather look to the future and the next feat. That's creepy. We should be getting on as well. Bakool Jaja never did come back, did he? Did you have a moment, third promise? Rakrok would repay you for the hand helping with Kahi. He brings a tale of the Golden City. What? Really? I would love to hear it. The towers, the streets, all fashioned from gold. Everywhere you look, every splendor you can imagine. The young, the old, and everyone in between. They live in golden happiness. A city of eternal bliss, forever perched above the clouds. Everything fashioned from gold, eh? And just imagine everyone living in golden happiness. Now that's a city I would like to visit. Excuse me, Rakrok. Where did you hear that particular tale? From our longtime Jokui friends. They live up in the mountains, in Urkopacha. The giants again. Seems everything is pointing us their way. This feat and everything leading up to it has taught me much about the moblin way of life. I'll be sad to leave Earthenshire and your joyous miles behind. City of gold, but it's not... I don't know. Right, we should go and see the giants next. Agreed. Golden mysteries notwithstanding, their village is featured prominently in the saga and is not to be ignored. The Urkopacha Highlands should be easy enough to reach from here. If we leave Earthenshire from the west, there is a road which leads up into the mountains. Let's find that first. Looks like the trail is going to get steep from here on in. I hope everyone is ready for some climbing. Third promise. I'm glad I caught you. Reddy Rock asked me to bring you back to the village. She says there's something she forgot to give you. Something other than the keystone? Yes, an item of great importance, or so I was told. It shouldn't take long if you would please follow me. I wondered what this is all about. Well, no need for everyone to come. I'll be back in a little while. Okay, no, bad idea. Bad idea. Bad idea. Bad idea. We should have gone together. This is getting a little ridiculous. Did she get lost on the way back to find us? But how? There's only the one road. I wouldn't underestimate Wuglamat's sense of direction, or lack thereof. Fortunately, she has a link pearl. Let's see what's keeping her, shall we? She's not responding. Perhaps we should all return to Earthenshire. It was Reddy Rock who had business with her, yes? Yeah, it was obviously a trap. Back again so soon? We've come looking for Wuglamat. Did you not send someone to fetch her? Reddy Rock did not. Neither has she seen that her promise since you were last here. Then who was that man who came for her? Oh, I thought you had left already. Where's Lamati? Is it not with you? You don't know where she is? How could you let this happen? That thou shouldst worry for thy sister is understandable. Yet rather than assign blame, thine energies are better spent on locating her. I will help your search. This is not how I would wish a fellow claimant to lose the contest. My sister least of all. In that case, dividing our forces will allow us to cover more ground. Sagaside and I should work together at least. Better to facilitate communication between our groups. Then the rest of us will split up. Report in should you find anything. We'll be on our way as well. Right, keep in touch. Come. We should begin our search. If Lamati was returning to Earthenshire from the west, then she should have passed through here. Except Redirock swears she didn't see her. In which case, it is entirely possible that Lamati never made it back to the village at all. The only way to be certain is to ask the sentry stationed at the opposite entrance. The third promise. Moby has been standing at his post with diligent eye-watchings, and he has seen no claimants pass this way. What of Atona Wota with brightly colored hair? Moby knows something of this one. He hears tongue flaps about a Pelu peddler in many fires who was attacked by a crazy hair bandit on the road. A bandit, you say? Thank you. You've been most helpful. My sister is clearly not here. Though I wish it were otherwise, we must consider the possibility that the Tonawalton messenger and the brigand described by the sentry are one and the same, and that Lamati is in very real danger. Come, let us hurry to many fires. I would like a word with this peddler should they still be around. Was there something I could help you with? I'm told you were the victim of a bandit attack. Could you recount exactly what happened? My goodness, I thought I recognized you. I'll tell you everything I remember, second promise. It was that scoundrel, Wokesa, who ambushed me. You know the name of your attacker? There's no mistaking that hair. All my peddler friends have stories of that notorious bandit leader and his predations. Wokesa and his gang will stoop to any low for the sake of a few pel. With no fresh quarry coming up the broken stairs, they have had to become more creative. Little wonder he went after Lamati. He likely thinks to ransom her for a royal sum. I'll expect he'll soon make his demands, but I don't intend to wait. We'll find this villain first and deliver his deserved payment in person. What say you to a small deception? I will assume the role of a well-to-do merchant to lure Wokesa out of hiding. Then, when he comes sniffing about, we catch the rat by the tail. An excellent plan, and I have just the right garments for your disguise. At a specially discounted price, of course. A brush with bandits hasn't dampened your mercantile spirit, I see. Very well, I accept your generous deal. Now we lay the bait. I will precede you into many fires to make my presence known. You follow on behind, boasting to those along the way how you paid me a hefty purse in exchange for a rare gemstone or some such. If Wokesa is as going hungry as they say, then a recently enriched peddler should be an irresistible mark. We let him strike, and then we spring our trap. Time to play our parts. There, that Ishbral fellow. Share with him how happy your imaginary deal with me has made you. Once you've put on appropriate display, we can continue to our next performance. A rare gemstone from that Hetzaro merchant, you say? I envy the profit he must have made from such a sale. Since the stairs were destroyed, I have not been able to peddle goods at my usual haunts. A good start, but I would make certain Wokesa is aware of me. Let's continue. That mowling over there looks amenable to conversation. The stage is yours. The Hetzaro sold you a sparkle stone for your collection. Well, that explains the giant joy smiles. Moby is happy for your happiness. Moby is also jealous of the merchant and all the jingly shine he must have made. That should be enough, but perhaps one last act to drive it home. Do you see that cheerful Palu? Tell him the tale of your precious gemstone, and then we'll be done with this part of the charade. A passing peddler had the very gemstone you sought for your collection. That is a stroke of luck. And I'll wager the merchant was just as pleased to fill his pockets with your grateful coin, eh? Well, I'm inspired to go and earn some pel of my own. Who knows? Maybe opportunity will find me, even as it found you. Ah, my most valued customer. The profit from that single purchase of yours should see me through weeks of idle leisure. Traveling with such a fat purse and no sellswords is tempting fate, so I shall make Earthenshire my last stop and then return forthwith to Tuliolari. Did you see? The rat has come for a nibble. You played your part to perfection, Sagasite. A woman of many talents, just as Thancred and Urianger described. Now let us lure Wokesa out and spring our trap. Let us execute the final stage of the plan. I will set out towards Earthenshire alone and unarmed, the better to sell the act of a defenseless merchant. Assuming Wokesa is watching, he will likely wait for some quiet stretch of the road before accosting me. I'll be relying on you to follow closely behind, remaining hidden until the time comes to spring the trap on our bandit king. Just remember, we need him alive. I hear business has been good to you, Master Merchant. How about you share some of the profits? And by some, I mean every coin you have. You're the gemstone collector. Oh, I see what this is. We have been tricked. Spit in your eye. Men, kill this Vidral. Slippery vermin. We'll have to interrogate his underlings instead. If you would be so kind, pray leave them capable of speech. I was hoping to talk with your boss, but I suppose you three will have to do. Wait, that's the second promise. What do you want with us? Think I'm scared of a fancy title? I'll take your royal ears as a trophy, as soon as I get free from these ropes. I know your gang is behind my sister's abduction. Tell me where she is. Eat back a shit, salt lover. You'll get no answers from us. That's right. We don't serve you. Do not play games with me. Where is Wuklamat? I am fast losing patience. Talk now or die. The choice is yours. We were hired to nab the third promise, that's all. We don't know where they took her. Hired? By whom? We weren't told that either. Only Wakasa knows. He's the one who took the job. Well, it seems we need their leader after all. Once I've arranged for the Landsguard to take custody of these criminals, I'll call on Thancred and his tracking skills, but perhaps you could pursue Wakasa in the meantime. The bandit was running in an easterly direction. Should you locate him, I suggest you shadow him rather than force a confrontation. He might lead us to where Namati is being held. Finally, my money. Give it to me now. The Landsguards may be hunting us already. Calm yourself. We have had our own troubles finding a suitable hideaway. Right. We're finished. Take your prize and leave me out of the rest. Such hostility. You were hurting for coin, and I offered you gainful employment out of the kindness of my heart. Kindness? You brought a blackened tempest upon us. One look and I could tell that woman was a killer. Butcher. A salted devil in the flesh. Spare me your fearful bleeding. Go on, scamper away now before the scary mercenary comes to claim your head. You wanna tell me the news? You have found the abductor then? What's the situation? And you think the bandits were hired with this Hubigo? Alright, new strategy. Forget Wakasa and stay on the Mamulja's tail. We don't want to endanger the third promise, so keep your distance until we're certain we have her. I'll catch up to you as soon as I'm able.
Better late than never. That Mamulja. He's the one who kidnapped Wook Lamart. So we're still unsure. If we can follow him a bit longer, confirm his connection to the abductors. That will complicate matters.
Confound it!
If I set out now, I can trail them along the riverbank.
Do it!
Even if it costs you the contest.
What worth is the throne if I lose my sister to win it?
Very well then. I'll send word when I locate her. Till then, I suggest you save your strength. A rescue attempt could turn ugly.
That Hubigo just now. I swear I've seen him with Bakool Jaja.
Yes?
Knowing the way that monster works,
He probably hired bandits to kidnap her so he could steal her keystones. But even alone, my sister is more than a match for a gang of untrained ruffians. She must have been ambushed or deceived. Gah! I should have been there! If those bastards have hurt her!
You need to calm down. Be patient. Trust in Tancred. I thought you were the cool-headed one. Be patient. Trust in Tancred.
I do trust him, but... Forgive me. Snapping at you won't get my sister back. I'm afraid I've always been like this when it comes to Lamachi. The thought of her being in danger sends me into a panic. But isn't that how families should be? These days, Zoraal and Bakool live however they please. But the clan into which I was born kept to the nomadic traditions of our ancestors. They herded their own neck across the plains, always moving with the seasons. During one such migration, my birth parents left me behind. A child. All alone. Without a single word of explanation. A chance encounter with a kind Pelu merchant was the only reason I survived. Taking pity on me, he taught me his trade that I might fend for myself. I became a stallkeeper in Tuliyollal's market. And that is where the Dawnservant found and adopted me. I had already been in the palace some time when Lamachi came to join us. Like me, she had been cast aside by her parents. I knew the pain of solitude and wanted to spare her that suffering. As this tiny child's new brother, I swore I would always be there for her. So, as you might now understand, I will stop at nothing to rescue her. While we await word from Tancred, I suggest we prepare ourselves to travel downriver. You have a boat, yes? Why release the punity if not to delay pursuit? If we were unsure of their guilt before, then this surely proves it. Before we act, however, let us regroup with your comrades. Would you mind making the call?
Understood. We'll meet you at many fires.
If there could be a mix between Koana's appreciation of external technology, but also Wuklamat's love for the people and their customs, if there could be a mix of that, that would be the perfect Dawnservant. I may have put rescuing Lamati ahead of my own progress, but do not take that to mean that I've given up at the contest. You understand how important she is to me, yet regardless of how close we were, I would have made the same choice. After all, if I am incapable of saving my sister while also winning the throne, then I am not fit to inherit our father's heavy mantle. Firstly, allow me to brief everyone on our present situation. Thus, at the very least, we believe this Hubigo knows where Lamati has been taken. Tancred is shadowing their boat as we speak, and I should like to join him with all haste. Unfortunately, our quarry had the foresight to release your Punuti from its hardness, leaving us without a means to give pursuit. Erenville, as an expert on wildlife, what are our chances of recapturing the beast? With the right mix of feed, it can be done. I should like an extra hand to help scatter it about, however. Would you accompany him, Sagasite? Meanwhile, the rest of us should work on getting the harness repaired. It appears to have been damaged when the Punuti was let loose. With all the peddlers sitting camp, we should have little trouble purchasing replacement materials. As for any necessary metal work, Earthenshire's artisans are but a short walk away. Then let us divide the task and have at it. There was an unusually aggressive herd of wild Punitis down the river, so our girl we have fled in the opposite direction. Come, we'll try the waters upriver. Assuming our Punuti has come this way, she'll be hiding in the depths of Marsh Ligaka. We'll need to lure her back to the shallows with the promise of food. Wild Punitis eat mainly aquatic grasses and plants, but the tame ones are often fed vegetable scraps. Knowing this, I added leftovers to the feed I've prepared. This should help the mixture stand out against the marsh's natural scents. Ligaka is crawling with predators, however, so I leave it to you to scatter the feed deeper in. I'll be waiting for you near the shallows with the rest of our Puniti's enticing feast. It's Punuti, not Puniti. All set? I have just finished laying out the last of the bait. Step back out of sight and leave the rest to me. Here she is. Shh. There is nothing to be afraid of. We just need your help one last time. You're hungry, I wager. Come on, come with me. Yes, there's a good girl. We'll be fine here, I think. I'll give her a few more treats, then lead her over to the boat. You can let Koana know we have our Punuti back. Erenville has the Punuti in hand then. Good. I expected nothing less from a certified cleaner. As for the harness, we were able to purchase all the parts we need. The Levelio twins are over in Earthenshire right now, having the Botswan make the repairs. I'm told it shouldn't take long. We'll be ready to embark on a rescue mission as soon as we hear from Thancred. Thancred must know something by now. You found her? Understood. Thank you. I had but to invoke his name. Thancred followed the Humbigos boat to its destination and confirmed that they are indeed holding my sister captive. They, of course, being Bakool Jaja and his minions. I swear I will make them regret this. Lamati is in Richleaf tunnels. The moment the harness is repaired, we strap in the Punuti and make our way back down We strap in the Punuti and make our way back down Ihukatumu.
Sandred.
The third promise is up ahead. She's unharmed, but we best not dally.
I spit on these pathetic feats. Far more satisfying to claim the baubles by force.
Give it back! Fosunten poured his everything into that stone. You've no right to touch it!
Oh, was that the name of your artisan? How could you allow something so precious to be stolen?
You thieving cheat! You're no true claimant!
What does that make the foolish kitty who fell into my trap? If pitiful roars were all it took to claim the throne, you'd be first in line.
Now, brother. You shouldn't tease her. Look, the poor thing's on the verge of tears. Meow. Someone save me. Who did that?
His scales are as thick as his skulls.
Coward! You dare ambush me?
'Tis the blessed sibling's favorite tactic.
That useless Buddha was sycophant. He was supposed to keep the lackeys running in circles.
Oh, you must tell me all about that.
Careful now. You wouldn't want to hit her hostage.
Wouldn't that disqualify him immediately?
That one's not to be underestimated. They can do nothing while we have.
Impeccable timing.
Amachi, are you all right?
Aye, thanks to you.
These weaklings think they can defy us? We'll slaughter the lot of them!
Patience, brother. The keystone is ours. There is no need to fight this day. And Zoraal has left us hurting.
No! I won't stop until I gut these maggots and feed them their entrails!
If we fall here, we fail our siblings for nothing. Is that what you want?
No, brother. Break off! We retreat!
Wait! Damn you, Bakool Jaja!
But they stole my keystone.
Do we give chase?
We head back. Namachi is safe. And that is what matters.
But my keystones. My keystones. Why is no one concerned about my keystones? I am glad to see you unharmed, Lavatier. Thanks again for coming to my rescue, Kwana. And all of you too. Bakool Jaja must be desperate indeed to resort to such aggressive tactics. I shouldn't have been so careless. I underestimated him, and it cost me a keystone. Bonjantan upended his life so that I could accomplish the Moblin's feat. He believed in me, believed in my cause, and I have let him down. The contest isn't over yet, so we take back what was stolen. We won't let Bakool Jaja get away with this. We get back what was stolen. Yes, we'll do exactly that. The next time I meet that brute, I'll knock him straight on his scaly behind and take back my keystone. Speaking of vengeance, didn't Bakool Jaja curse some useless Buniwa sycophant when he caught sight of us? A reference to Sarelja, I would assume. He is devoted to our brother, and is the only Buniwa I know participating in the rites of succession. Ah, the suspicious guy. If Sarelja was somehow involved in this, I will never forget him for putting our sister in danger. He will have forfeited his right to be called brother. Bakool Jaja should face punishment, of course, but so must the bandits who had the temerity to abduct Lamati. I shall request that Father send a contingent of Landsguard to enforce the law in this region. I agree that measures need be taken to keep travelers safe. But I wonder what pushed these people towards a life of banditry in the first place. If we dig deeper, we might find a way to improve things for everyone. There's something to think about. For now, however, the ride continues. Thank you all for your help. We should be moving on as well. Are you feeling fit to travel, Wuklemat? You bet I am. Zoraal just gained a good head start, and it's time we clawed back some lost ground. I really am sorry this happened. From now on, I won't let my guard down around suspicious strangers. And again, I do appreciate you all coming to save me. The road beckons, friends. Let's be on our way to the Yokhui. Then it's back to where the path through the mountain begins. You remember, the spot where you were tricked into walking off with Wokesa. It's going to rub my face in it like that, eh? I wonder if he's raising my hackles on purpose, though. You know, trying to keep my anger directed at him instead of myself. Either way, we can't be standing around here all day. We have a lot of lost time to make up for. I couldn't leave without letting Reddirock know what happened, so I stopped in Earthenshire to say a few words before moving on. And now Erenbill's nowhere to be seen. Couldn't he wait a few more moments? So much for giving him the benefit of the doubt. Come on, let's catch up. I want to give that smuck gleaner a piece of my mind. I worried Wuklamat would agonize over the loss of her keystone, but it seems it had nothing to do. I had nothing to be concerned about. Onwards and upwards then.